Fuck you, Laurent.
Fuck the both of you. Shit, fuck your whole club. Fuck your whole history. Fuck your coach. Fuck your manager. Fuck your tactic, whatever he is, bro. Your set piece coach, bro. Fuck the ball boys at the Emirates. Like fuck all of you, bro. Yeah,
So why are you wearing red?
red, black. There's some blue here. You can see the blue?
No, I don't see no blue. All I see is red.
Yeah, right there. In the A.
No,
Yeah,
all I see is red.
yeah. That's a blue A. You must be colorblind, bro. Don't worry, bro.
Yeah.
We gonna fix that. Sunday, all you're gonna be seeing is blue, bro. All you're gonna be seeing is blue. Everywhere. Everywhere, bro. The whole world's gonna look like Smurfs to you, bro. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look. Yeah. And you're gonna call me Papa Smurf, bro. Yeah.
Jeez, jeez. Wow.
Let's go. Let's go, bro. Man, you guys aren't ready, bro. You guys
Yo,
aren't ready.
CJ, you would have thought that they beat like an 11-man team. You know, you would have thought that like they won something, but beating a 10-man Barca, like I didn't realize that this is the type of reaction that you're supposed to get. And then they say Arsenal overreacts.
Yes, CJ, you got anything to say about that before I chime in?
No, no, I'm gonna let you go, bro. I'm gonna let you go in.
All right, fun fact. You guys do know that Barca team has scored 54 consecutive matches. 54 consecutive matches, I believe, before they came to the bridge. Right? Yeah, under Hansi Flick, that's a dangerous attack. 54. Yet, they never saw the back of Arne, not once.
They did have a man sent off. I think that's important to note.
Wait, is that our concern? Mind you, it was not a straight red. All right, for those of you hearing this, listening to this, that did not see the game, it was not a straight red. The way he got sent off was simply because the Chelsea play, the panache was surgical, it was tactical. We forced it on him. We forced it
So
on him.
you forced the descent as well?
We forced the what?
The descent for the first yellow as well?
Bro, the bridge is that's a cauldron, bro. You come in there, you lose your head.
Wait, so
You
then so then what is so what's your justification about Arsenal beating a team that's so far been invincible in the year and we're the ones who caused them to lose? They've scored 41 goals in the league and the
hmm
Champions League they've also scored another 14.
Okay. I mean, what am I saying anything to
No, no,
discredit that?
no, no. I'm just asking because Bayern 41 goals for, 8 goals against in the league and then in the Champions League, so I'm just bringing it up. Champions League, they have 12 goals. So they have 15 goals for, 6 against. So they're not giving up a lot of goals. Whereas when you talk about Barca who's been scoring goals, they also give up goals left, right, and center.
And they score left, right, and center.
Yes, but they're also like Chelsea. Sure, you can score, but you can't keep anything out of your net. The only reason why you guys kept them out of your net is because you played majority of the game up a man.
Which was done, right? Which the result of that was due to Chelsea's style of play, right? That's part of the game also. Getting a player sent off is also
If sorry to cut you off, but if both yellow cards were as at a result of a bad tackle, I would agree with you. But the first yellow was due to dissent, and I don't know how you're justifying that is because of Chelsea that Araujo got a dissent. Like, how does that even make
usually
sense?
when a player, first of all, when someone is forced into that psychological position, right? Of you're emotional, right? When you're in an emotional state, it's because you're not in control, right?
Hmm.
They were not in control. Up to that point, the whole game, they were not in control. And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, that's usually what happens. When players are not having their game, they're not having their way, they lose their heads. And who's causing that? Who's causing that to not have their way? The opposite team, the opposing team. And as a result of that, some players tend to, not react in the appropriate way when calls don't get their way. So yes, you can argue that to a certain extent, Chelsea is involved in causing that kind of outburst in other players, right? So, and then the second yellow, bad tackle. That was not a good tackle, right?
especially
And
not
what
when you're on a yellow card.
exactly, right? That's a fair point. But it was just what Chelsea moving the ball fast, right? Moving the ball fast, getting out of tight situations, and then he reacts in that manner and he gets sent off, right? So we did our part. We did our part, and if we have the numerical advantage, then so be it, right? And even bro, even if they had 11 men on the field, come on, bro. How many times did that ball go in the back of the net? Who has the answer to that question? How many times did that ball go into the back of their net?
Probably say it was like
Weren't there like four offsides though?
6 or 7 times. Yeah,
Like
there's
six.
there's a few there's a few contentious offsides, and like there was one that was a foul that I was like, wait, what? Like some of them were stupid. Some of them I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
I just would have liked to see a 11v11 and see how that game would have played out.
I
yeah, I
think it
know.
would have been different.
Hey, man, would have, could have, should have.
Mm.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, even their talisman, the guy that you guys all said we should watch out for, and I gave you guys a fair warning before we even got to the game. I told y'all Kukureya would have his number, and what happened? Exactly that, right? The guy that brings a sparkle into that team when they need it had no answer. When there was 11 men on the field, no answer.
When did the sending off happen? Was it in the first half?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was first half. I think it was middle to yeah, it's past the halfway point of the first half if I remember correctly.
44th minute.
Yeah, well, so pretty much yeah, at half.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. Told y'all, bro.
Well,
That Kukurea guy is mind you, again, I think he's starting to show some world-class tendencies, I would say, especially from the I can argue.
Kim Murdoch's face.
I know he's but you tell me, right? We have the guy from PSG, Mendes, right?
And a
Who else?
class of his own.
Okay, no, I'm not that I'm not gonna argue with, right? Mendes. Who else after that in the left back position? So name me your top five
In any order,
and any order.
if they're injured or not, do you care?
No, because then you put in Alfonso Davies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lucas Hernandez.
Elbow guy. Or is that his brother?
That was his brother.
The other guy, right? That's the other
That
guy
was
that was.
Teal. Yeah, that was
That's
Teal.
yeah. Okay.
Um, hmm,
I feel like there's a shortage of like quality left
like
backs
true
at
left
this moment. At
backs.
this moment, yeah,
True left backs.
yeah, there's a bit of shortage of quality. Not to
Um,
take anything away from your beloved Cucurella, but
no, but genuinely there is. Like now that Andy Robertson is washed,
yeah,
like, and I think the one player that I would have loved to say could have made that transition to being world class if he had made that move from Fulham is Anthony Robinson.
yeah, he's good.
If he had made that move from Fulham that year, I think it was 2 years ago, and he played behind Robertson, right now he could have pushed Robertson because he has both the offensive ability and the defensive ability, but he just loved Fulham too much, so he kind of ruined his not ruined his career, but he capped how high he could take his career. Um, isn't Mendy a left back too, or is he a right back for?
Real Madrid,
Yeah, I
he's
want
a
to say.
left back, but I feel like he hasn't even been getting too much love
Y-
lately. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
injured or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like the era of like Marcelo and fucking Jordi Alba and David Alaba, like it's not the same level of quality left backs. I feel like at the moment, I feel like there's like a shortage of. I know the game goes through cycles of that, but yeah, I feel like right now there's like a shortage of like true quality left backs. You know, but like I said, I'm not taking anything away from your boy, so don't relax over
I
there.
do also
I'm not.
like
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
DeMarco as well. I think he gets a little underrated on Inter.
Hmm.
I think he gets underrated, but yeah, no, there isn't that many. There really isn't that many. I'm looking at like the top 10 list, And oh, look, there's no Cucurella.
Wait, the same DeMarco that got dealt with by Yamal? That guy?
Yes.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say too much about that, bro. The same DeMarco that got dealt with by the guy
Yes.
that
Yes.
Cucurella pocketed.
Yes. Cucurella pocketed because they were doing a 3-on-1.
Oh, right,
You tell me, you watched the entire game.
right,
Was it not a 3-on-1?
right.
No, I'm asking you. You watched the entire game.
And you guys are gonna have the nerve to say that I discredit things. Damn, bro. That yo, and I need you guys to realize this, right? Remember, man of the match doesn't go to three players, okay? Right? Because you're trying to say 3-on-1. Man of the match, the award does not go to. You don't split it three ways and you give it one piece here, one piece there, right? Cucurella had man of the match that game. He didn't see the score sheet. Other players on Chelsea had phenomenal performances, but Cucurella, he was the guy that got man of the match. Now ask yourselves why, right? How did Rooney describe it? Unworldly performance. Because it was top class, bro. Did you not, bro? Did you guys not see how he made the guy that they talk about the generational talent, the next Messi, however you wanna say it? They made him look like, bro, the guy was lost. He did not know how to play football. That's the guy. That's the guy that Saka is gonna come up with on Sunday. So you tell me, bro. Meanwhile, on the other end, right? Your guys, Timber and MLS, bro, getting outdone. Carl,
Don't say Timber. Don't say Timber, please.
bro, the way Olise just, I swear to you, I've and the thing
Uh,
is, I actually like Timber. I actually rate him as a quality um right back. Right, he's in
mhm.
the right back position. Yeah, I rate him. I rate him. But bro, I don't know if you remember the instance that I'm talking about where Olise just glides, bro, with such ease right by him on the touchline, near the corner area.
If you're talking about MLS, yes, but not
No,
Timber.
no,
Timber
no,
didn't
no,
get
no,
done
no.
great.
I know how MLS got outdone. MLS got done by Call when Call received the ball near the halfway point, controls it, shakes him out, right? To the left side, and then he keeps going, and then Call ended up having a left shot on
Yeah,
goal that the
MLS
keeper
got done a
saved.
few times. He got done
Yes,
by Carl.
but
Got
I'm
done
talking.
by Elise.
Yes, but I'm talking about the one when Olise did it on Timber.
When? First half or second half?
Um, I want to see that. I think that was first. I want to see that was first. But I remember that because I was actually so surprised when it happened because I was like, there's no way. So that's what I'm saying, bro.
I don't
Kukurea
think
doesn't,
so. Still,
bro.
we're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to show me the clip of this
All
because
right,
Timber
yeah,
had
yeah.
another excellent game. So I don't. I'm not really. I don't recall him getting done once. To be honest with you, you're gonna have to show me that one.
I'll find it. I'll find it. But yeah. So, bro, just we'll give you guys a snippet of what's to come. That's what I call that.
All I have to say with your um, outrageous comments is who has the best defense in the world right now.
You guys do? You guys do?
Okay.
See,
End of
bro.
story. End of story.
But you see,
End of story. You can't make any comments about our defenders.
wait, that's not how it works, bro. That's not how it works. If your defenders are having an off game, we can comment on that. Because you guys like to talk about Sanchez. Oh, Sanchez this, Sanchez that. But I think lately you guys have been pretty quiet about Sanchez because Sanchez has been, performing up to par.
Well, I mean, if you guys are down, if you guys are up a man, and
Bro,
he's not
and I'm
facing
not
any
just
shots.
and I'm not just talking about this game. Nice try though. You see, that's what you guys will come at me for being like, oh, you guys don't give us the credit. Bayern this, Bayern that, Atletico this, and look what you guys are doing. Look at what you guys are doing, bro.
Okay,
And
I'm only
again,
so
doing
hold
it
on, hold on,
purposely
wait, wait,
because
wait, wait.
you're
Let
doing
me
it.
let me clarify this. You're saying Sanchez has been playing well. He got a shutout against a 10-man Barcelona. He got a shutout against relegation battle
Burnley.
Burnley, and then he got a shutout against winless Wolves, and then gave up two against Karabag in Kazakhstan.
Hmm.
And I bet you didn't know that Karabag is in Kazakhstan. You guys beat Spurs 1-0, who were piss poor at home. and then gave up two against Sunderland, one against Ajax, who were a man down, and then you beat Lonely Forest, who were with Ange Postecoglou. So
Now,
like the
funny
games.
enough, hmm go go on,
No,
go on.
no, no, go ahead. I'm saying he's playing well, but like he's playing well against relegation teams.
So even that, right? Like, because now again, you can cherry pick the stats. Just because a goalie gets conceded on does not mean that the goalie is having a bad game. Let's get that right. Let's get that
You're
loud and
right.
clear.
You're
Let's get
right.
that loud and clear. A lot of it too, right, has to do with defensive errors, and Chelsea is known, right? I've admitted to it that Chelsea does make those defensive mistakes, and at times there's when that happens, there's only so much a keeper can do, right? There's only so much a keeper can do, but in terms of his errors, makes him less distribution on point, and he makes some crazy stops. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, let's save this for a little bit later in the pod when we break down the game to come. Laurent, CJ, best
Hmm.
team in Europe, so called, got handled 3-1. We didn't rely on a red card to win. Eze, what's going on? What's wrong with Laurent? Shaking
uh,
your head.
that's funny, man.
I didn't know it's bobblehead season. Um, Eze, another masterclass. Um, like I don't understand why this player is not the captain of Arsenal Football Club at this moment in time. I understand what it would do to the confidence of our current captain, but there needs to be some serious discussions about Declan Rice because the performances that we're seeing out of him against Spurs, 3 days later against Bayern who have had Arsenal's number for many, many years. The players in that team are like they've done it all from a national team standpoint, from Champions League standpoint, from league standpoint, they've done everything. And the way that Declan Rice bossed the midfield, um, second to none. The only other player that I've seen do this is Rodri in recent times. Obviously, there's Sergio Busquets, there's Iniesta, Xavi, but in recent times, um, only Rodri that I've seen dominate like that. Um, the other thing that I'll say before I pass it on to you, CJ, I think there's a lot of salt coming from the Bayern side. Company said in his post match presser that he didn't want to be the best team in November and he wants to face Arsenal again. I mean, salt. And then the other thing, Kimmich, essentially indicating that PSG played a better football match than Arsenal because we rely on set pieces. I mean, there's a reason why you don't play a right back anymore because you're a midget, bro. So all the coaches did not want you at right back because you're a short little bitch. So know your place stay within it. When you get handled by Zubamendi, who's smaller than you get handled by Declan Rice, and you get dummied by Eze, know your place, stay within it. There's a reason why you got your last coach out because you didn't want to play right back. You wanted to play on the midfield. But anyways, 16 games unbeaten. 16 games unbeaten. About to be 17. But Laurent,
Yeah,
before I
what?
pass it on to
Sorry, dozing off
CJ,
here.
I just wanted to say, did you have anything to say before I hand the mic over to CJ?
In regards to the Bayern game,
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you guys, right? Solid performance. Obviously, you gotta start it the right way with a set piece. Um, I mean, I think there's nothing more to say, right? You guys went out there, did your job. Just looking back now in hindsight, I'm just surprised you guys picked a draw for the prediction, especially when you guys were playing at home. Um, I don't know, maybe if you guys want to touch on that. If not, yeah, it's quite all right. But yeah,
It's about being humble.
ah, right now of all times, sure,
I think a
sure.
wise man once said, "Stay humble." Huh?
Mm, mm. All right, well, tell you after Sunday, bro, there will be no humbleness on this side of the town, bro. On this side of
Mm,
London, bro, nah, man.
mm,
We throwing a parade, bro. That's what we doing, bro. We throwing a
mm.
parade. Hmm
CJ,
Um, all right. Well, with regards to the game itself, I mean, yeah, just very impressed. And I think to answer your question, Laurent, like I think, the reason obviously why we predicted the draw is because again, we're respecting the opposition, the level of opposition that we're playing. The one that we all here said, was a test. Everyone in the media is saying this is Arsenal's test, including yourself, right? This was the one that you guys all thought we were gonna get done by. You thought this was the one that was gonna bring us all back down to earth, apparently. Um, and so even us, me and Murdad realistically said, yeah, this one because of the week that we have, what's to come on the weekend, demanding fixtures right after the international break. Yeah, a draw did sound like a realistic result, and the way the first half played out, it looked like it was going that way, right? Two top teams kind of feeling each other out, like that typical chess match sort of thing. Um, but in the second half, we just blew them away, and not just Kimmich. Harry Kane said it before the game too that we're the set piece team and whatnot. That's cool, but in the second half, I mean, did Harry Kane even play? I'm not even sure if he even touched the ball. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Kimmich got ran right through in midfield, as you alluded to, Murdat. Kimmich, was he involved at all? Like all these guys that are talking about set piece, this set piece, that, bro. That whole second half, that was more than just set pieces, fam. Like those
Mhm.
guys were getting the runaround in open play. You know what I'm saying? So all these post game interviews from them and all that, I love it, bro. It's just pure salt. It's pure salt from all them, and quite frankly, Laurent, it's pure salt from you as well, because you, amongst all the other rival fans and the Bayern Munich community, were all saying this is it. This is the one where Arsenal's going to falter and this and that. I know watching that game and that 90 minutes and the result in the end made y'all uncomfortable as fuck.
It
I
did
know
not.
that for a fact, 100%.
I can tell you it did not.
Bro, you don't have to lie to me. I know you were cheese
And I and I'm telling you,
because
okay. Yeah, go on.
one, obviously you predicted Bayern. You expected they were going to deal with us, right? And you've been telling us for weeks prior to the international break, probably prior to the last international break before that, oh,
Hmm
watch out for Bayern. That's going to be your true test.
hmm
They're the real deal. They're the best team here. Watch out. You've been telling us this for weeks, bro. Like I
hmm
almost have it on repeat in my head. And so you did not expect to happen what happened yesterday. And I know for a second that kind of has you stood up for a little bit like, oh shit, yeah, maybe these guys, they're passing all these tests. They're passing the test that I thought that they might have failed. And ahead of a big weekend where we go to your ground. So I
Which
think
is the ultimate test, by the way. But
yeah, is it? Okay. See, the goal. That's what I'm saying. The goalposts always move. All right, that's fine. If Bayern Munich was not the ultimate test for you, okay, maybe there's another test to come on the weekend. I'll argue that we played a better side yesterday than what we're going to play on the weekend.
ooh,
Um,
I wouldn't take it there, but
why not? They beat you guys, didn't they? Not too long ago. You
doesn't
even said
sports
this is.
sports doesn't work that way. Just because A beats B and C, like there's a it doesn't work that way, right?
I understand that, but prior to the game yesterday, you told us, right, that Bayern Munich was a bigger competition for us than you guys playing Barca. Because I said, watch out for Barca too. Like you're acting like you don't have a big game midweek, and you said, well, Bayern Munich is the bigger test, they're the ultimate test. You said, I can say that because we played them not too long ago, and you admitted that they dealt with you guys and played you guys off the park, and they were the better team, and you quite clearly alluded that they were the best team in Europe. So we played the best team in Europe in your eyes and in most people's eyes, and we beat them, and that made, like I said, a lot of rival fans and a lot of ops who are doing the hate watch alongs uncomfortable. You can
Okay,
you
now
can you don't have to admit it publicly, but I
listen.
know
I can
that
t
hurts you a little.
I can tell you right now, right? Like, listen, this is at this point, no matter what I say, you're not gonna believe me, right? So this is between I and whoever is above overseeing all of this, right? Not irked in the slightest. But before I even chime in on the game, because now I actually have some game commentary, right? Some analysis that I can actually bring forth to explain as to why the result was as such, right? Because mind you, that first half was pretty much all Bayern, right? Even your goal against the run of play, right? So let's not take that away. Okay, I think 70% possession at one point, you up to 30. Okay, but again, I'll let you finish and then I can jump in.
Yeah, and you mentioned that in the group chat as well, but like my thing is you keep talking about that first half, but the game is 90 minutes long. So like we're
I
spending all
know.
this time on the first half, but the game
Mhm.
is 90 minutes.
Again,
And
fair point. Yeah.
you mentioned like yes, of course, and I was impressed. We knew what we were coming up against. Like this is a good Bayern Munich side. So for them to have the possession they had and for them to, control the territory as we like to say, that didn't surprise me because they're a quality team, they're a quality side. And the goal that they scored on us was a quality goal, despite the mistake that the MLS made. It's kind of switched off back post, but that's what quality sides do, right? One long switch, one long diagonal over the top, boom, one touch into the box, one time finish. Like in a second. Like that's what quality sides will do to you. But prior to that, yes, Bayern Munich had all the possession, they had a lot of territory, but how much actual chances did they have in terms of like penetration, shots on goal? Not much, right? It's the possession that, funny enough, I say that we usually have as Arteta's teams, right? Just knock the ball around, but don't really do much with it. So they had a lot of the ball, but aside from that goal, they didn't really penetrate the goal much. If you see what I'm saying. Um, so I agree with that. And the first half was even, but like I said, I think it just blew up in the second half in favor of us because I think we kind of went into the halftime and we said, okay, we scored the first. They hit the counter punch, kind of like boxing style, right? They hit the counter punch with the equalizing goal. But I think we realized, and Arteta would have realized that they're still there for the taking. We're at home. We have the impetus. We can go on and take it to them second half, and that's clearly what happened, right? Declan Rice alluded to it in a post game interview about how we finally kind of got a hang of what they were trying to do tactically, the way they were trying to pull us apart, and that's what they do, right? Harry Kane drops deep. Obviously, at one point, even their wingers switch, right? They're very fluent in their rotations. But Declan Rice alluded to that once we got the hang of that and kind of realized what they were doing, we settled into the game in the second half, and yeah, like I said, they couldn't keep up with us essentially once we figured out what way they were going about it, right? And we figured out their tactical setup and so on. And it surprised me how dominant we were in that second half. And like I said, their attacking players didn't see much of the ball, and their midfield didn't see much of the ball. It did surprise me, right? But it just shows another level that we're at the moment, and the bravery in this side. And before you come back in on it, like I just want to finally quickly touch on a couple players. I mean, you mentioned it already, Murdad, but yeah, Declan Rice, clearly he's one of those guys that are just playing on a different level at the moment. He upped his game for this one. He knew the challenge at hand, and he's just a big game player. He's one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment. A lot of people are going as far as to say that he is the best. Still got to do a few things for me to say that, but he's up there. If we were talking about conversations with Vitinha and Pedri and these guys, Declan Rice is certainly up there in terms of the all around midfielder. And man of the match performances against Real Madrid in the semifinals of the Champions League, both home and in the Bernabeu, and then man of the match against Bayern Munich yesterday. I mean, it doesn't get much better in terms of level of opposition, right? So he's proving himself. He's carrying this team forward. And lastly, the squad depth, right? That's the other thing I want to touch on. We saw the power of the squad that we have, really. Um, Calafiori comes on and Madueke comes in. Both those guys changed the game. Assist Calafiori, goal Madueke in his first for Arsenal. Martinelli off the bench gets the third goal. And we're seeing, like I said, and this is what's going to make us such a formidable side, and on all fronts and all competitions, is our ability to use the squad that I feel like not many other teams have the ability to do. Right, bring on that level of quality. So I think that definitely also helped change the game. Is the way we were able to bring off those reinforcements off of the bench. And it's looking good. It's looking good at this moment in time for us. So I'll let you come back in on it because you said there are some things you noticed and why you think that we won the game from a tactical point of view or whatever you think the reasons why we got the 3 points. But I just wanted to, I asked you about this yesterday, and I wanted to kind of make sure I get a good answer out of you because previous victories, the Spurs won on the weekend. You said the Spurs didn't show up, so I didn't really hear you give us much credit for that win. And obviously, the last Champions League, the big last Champions League result that we had, Atletico Madrid at home, where we dominated that one, and the MLS assist with that beautiful run through midfield, you downplayed that one as well. So all that being said, considering we played, you're in your eyes the best team in Europe, we got 3 points then. What say you now? Is there any excuse you want to say or downplay the reason why we won the game? And I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say, but I want to know if we're going to get any credit for that one at all.
Mhm. All right. So I'll say this much. You're right. Football is a game of two halves. We're not denying that. First half, you can argue, was theirs from a statistical standpoint, right? In terms of control of the game, possession. Even though some might actually argue that you guys were in control of the game despite having less of the ball, right? So that's also a point you can make. But one of the points that I'm going to bring up is a point that is being talked about, and funny enough, it's one of the last points you brought that you used to support, right? The changes that you were able to make, and it's the fact that at this point, Bayern does not have the depth that Arsenal has, right? And that is necessary, in essence, for these type of games, right? That you can bring on certain players that can have that level of impact, right? And let's be real, right? Who's the substitute for Harry Kane if you were to take Kane off in a game like this? You know what I'm saying? Nicholas Jackson, right? Um,
But hold on. Isn't that the same thing that you said about Araujo? Is that our fault or is that their fault for lack of recruitment?
no, but I'm saying so in the case of Araro, I'm saying we had a cause in that, right? Where in this, I mean, you guys don't cause their recruitment, right, to not pick up players, right? You see what I'm saying? It's almost like it's the club's fault to not have the necessary
Yeah, but
squad depth.
also we could have been exactly like Chelsea, have $1 billion in squad depth and
Hmm.
still be shit.
Okay,
So
I
like,
mean,
what does that have to do with the argument with them
well,
not being able to bring someone on? Like that's just poor man management. That's
yeah, but
nothing
like
to
who?
do.
Okay, like if you were to check their bench, who's really coming on? You see what I'm saying? Like who's really there? Like they had what? Goretzka. I think that guy's past his age. They brought a guy Bischoff. I don't know if
But
you
wait,
guys even know.
you're not using that as like a reason why. Like, is
Well,
that being used
no,
as like a justifying excuse as to why they lost, or
Sounds
what?
like
no,
it.
no. So what I'm trying to say again, right? Because it's a game of two halves. You know what I'm saying? As the longer the game progresses, right? Let's be real. The more these players get fatigued, right? These are just constant variables, right? And essentially, when that happens, usually you're trying to make good subs, just like how you did, right? And if I'm using that, then I can argue that well, Mikel Arteta did the right move, right? So from a managerial standpoint, in Mikel Arteta's case, he did the right move in bringing those subs when he did. And funny enough, those subs paid hella dividend, right? Who is it? Um, the Madueke and then Martinelli,
Martinelli, Calafiori.
right? And then yes, even Calafiori, who assisted
Yeah.
Madueke, if I remember right, a low cross, driven cross from the left flank. Yeah, and again, you can only do that if you have the players on the bench to bring in, right? So, um, I think it's to a certain extent, it is a valid point, right? That when two teams are quite matched at a certain level, right, and that the game just drags on, right, then you're almost like at a stalemate, at an impasse. Usually, it's the subs that you bring on that allows for certain pieces to move in a certain way, right? And you guys have those pieces. Relative to Bayern Munich does not have the pieces you guys have on the bench, if we're being completely honest here, right? So there is an advantage there, right? And
Therefore, what we're better then, essentially. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah, overall, like I said, like it's not even to take away, but it's just if you're looking to explain why, right? Like I said, first half they pretty much had control, right? They seemed to be in control even when they were down, right? I think you guys carried the momentum probably 5, 7, 10 minutes at most until they were able to regroup, and then they scored their equalizer. And from there, right, it seemed like it was a game that was going to stalemate, right? But then halftime comes. Again, you guys have the locker room talk, all of this. You guys change the way you guys play. But now what happens, right? We're at a stalemate still. You guys make your subs. You score from that, right? Who could they bring on? If your company, right? Who can you really bring on? You tell
but I
me.
would argue, you know what I would argue though? I
Mhm.
would argue that our dominance started literally from as soon as the second half whistle blew. It's not like we made the sub right at 45 minutes and then we dominated. Well, to be honest with you, it was always going in that direction, and then the subs were the cherry on top. If you
Mhm.
actually take it in, like from the second half started, Bayern did not want to know. Like they were not involved at all. It was only going one way. You see what I'm saying? Like we it's not like so you
So wait, you're
these
telling
are
me?
professional footballers. Hold on, let me land.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
me land. These
yeah,
are
yeah,
professional footballers who train and play week in, week out, right? They should be fit,
yeah.
right? So you can't tell me after a good dominating, controlling 45 minutes that you said that they had Harry Kane, Kimmich, all these guys are now tired and fatigued at 45 minutes. You know what I mean? They still had a whole other half to carry on. You're not going to be tired at halftime, right? Players tend to fatigue and tire at what 60, 70 minutes, whatever. So what happened even before we made the subs? Our
But when
first
did you
subs
score?
came what? Like later. It wasn't. I
Yeah.
think we had about 15, 20 minutes
Hmm.
into the second half before the subs came on and then changed the game. I think it was in the 60 something minute. But my point
69.
would be
69. I think that's when Madueke
right.
scored to
So
69.
that's anything, that's my point. Prior to, like, like, right when the second half was a blue, it was complete Arsenal dominance. They had nothing to do with subs. We just started dominating them from the second half was a blue, and that was the trajectory onwards. Bringing on the subs was icing on the cake, but I did not see Bayern show up even prior to the subs. We just dominated them. We took control as soon as the second half started. That has nothing to do with substitutions.
Wait, so those subs don't come on in your case. How likely is it that the scoreline is 3-1?
Well, we'll never know. That one's a
No, no, no.
hypothetical. It's hard
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah. It is hypothetical, but I mean, even then, right? You can kind of get a sense, right? Because, bro, let's be real, bro. Subs have a serious impact. There's no reason why you call players super subs, right? Even in
Sure.
the likes of Trossard, right? Because again, fresh legs, bro. You cannot deny that you bring on fresh legs to a game in any sport, right? You bring on fresh legs. The guy can run. He's quicker. He can be mentally sharper
Hmm.
than a player who's been on there, right? Forever long. Especially in the case where that you're painting where second half you guys were able to dominate the possession a bit more, right? And usually what happens, right, in a case like that is it becomes even more tiring and more taxing for the defending team because they're having
Hmm.
to do all this defending, right? So again, I'm not here, right, to look to take away. Bro, it's a good win. It's a solid win. I think the whole football world is acknowledging, right, that Arsenal is showing something that's special, right, for a club that's looking to compete and win trophies, right? Uh, but
Reluctantly, I might add, like cringing their teeth as they're trying to give us credit.
Yep.
It,
uh,
it pains you all, bro. Let's be honest. It pains you all to see this.
not me. Like I told you, bro. For me, what this means, man. And again, because when we were going up against the best in the world, right, at the time, the PSGs, bro, I gave you guys the same talk. I gave you guys my I never changed. My attitude has never changed. I've always been consistent in my approach. So now that you guys have beaten what a lot of people, including I, right, thought to be the test, and now this is the team you want to face on Sunday. This right here. Because any other result to us would have been like, well, you know what I mean? Maybe we bring on Esteval, maybe not, right? Maybe we bring on Cole Palmer, maybe not, right? But now, shit, you best believe now there's talks that Cole Palmer might actually even play. You guys heard about that?
Yeah, bro.
Did,
Hopefully he
yeah,
does.
yeah.
Hopefully he plays. Hopefully he plays.
Mm,
I want to see that toe play.
mm.
Um, as much as I would love to continue this, I know we have a lot more to break down before we get to our game. Um, Laurent, just quickly going through the Premier League teams in the involved in the Champions League. Did you want to add anything else about the Chelsea 3-0 win against Barca?
No, no. I think for me it was the expected result simply because for one, right, we're playing home. Um, there is a certain history with that opposition. Their style of play, hotline, which showed actually because again, right, ball in the back of the net 6, 7 times, right? That's not a coincidence there. And Maresca actually, I think he has to be credited too because I don't know if a lot of people realize why he put Neto in that position, right? Remember, Neto was the nine that game for the majority of the game,
Yeah.
and you use a guy with pace, right? Because you understand that the opposition is going to cheat with the high line, and now you have a fast player that you can utilize, right, to breach. And I don't know if you guys seen, but he had one solo run where he was about to score. I think he picked up the ball from half or even before that, and
Yeah.
he made it all the way to the keeper, right? So now that's fantastical tactical adjustments, and that's the kind of tactical analysis and adjustments that I'm looking to see on Sunday from our manager. Yeah.
Um, ex-Arsenal captain Obama Blood Clot Yang handled Marseille, scoring two. Um, Only question that I want to ask you guys about this game is, with Newcastle sitting 11th in Champions League and 14th in the Prem, is it time for Eddie Howe to go?
No, I wouldn't say that. They just had a big win against City on the weekend. They're just showing inconsistency right now, which I did say at the beginning of the season that they would do. If you guys remember, or may not remember, but I did predict them to finish lower than what everyone would have expected, right? I think I finished them to predict closer to mid-table, like 8th to 10th, as opposed to top four, top five. And that's because the last time they were in this position, meaning the last time they finished the top four, the following season had Champions League, they struggled domestically and in both competitions because it's hard for them to handle. They're still getting used to that. They're still getting used to being a club that plays in Europe and in the Premier League, and trying to fight on both fronts. They're not accustomed to that, despite some of the players and squad they may have. So, yeah, I knew it was going to be a struggle for them. They're trying to figure that out still. But I think at this moment in time in November to say Eddie Howe's in the hot seat is going to get sacked, I don't think so.
Mm,
Again, simply because obviously that win against City in the Premier League was a big one for them. So they're still showing signs of inconsistency, but I don't know if he's in the hot seat just yet. I think they still love him over there, and the players are still supporting him. So I
okay.
think he's okay for now.
Fair enough. Just have to ask. Um, a man who is in the hot seat. Two poor results in a week. Pep Guardiola and City 2-0 to Leverkusen at the Etihad. This was a game that I didn't see coming because I on the pod I did tell you guys that I thought City were going to come out play angry and I thought they were going to dominate Leverkusen, but I guess I was completely wrong. Um,
So the
that
changes that he made, he admitted it too.
Yeah, it was. I
I think
did
he made 10
not.
Rotation.
changes or something like that.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Like, I mean, he started Trafford. Like, why do you start Trafford? He started Marmoush, Savio, and Oscar Bob. Like, how are you gonna when you have when you just lost? Like, why would you not play your stars?
Yeah, and they have Real Madrid coming up too, apparently, in like the next game in the Champions League. So this would have
Yeah,
been one that you expect that you're going to try and get the 3 points in.
yeah. So I'm shocked to be honest with you with the stuff Pep's doing. I'm quite like I'm very shocked. I'm here for it. Yeah, their next game they travel to Madrid, to face Real, like, and then they face Bodo Glimt away. And yes, I understand it's Bodo Glimt, but they've had some performances. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see why Pep's doing things like this. And I swear on the weekend they're not facing anyone, they're not facing anyone special, right? So
Leeds, yeah, Leeds at home, I think.
like, really, you rotated, anyways, anyways. Um, Spurs are so Spursy, man. There's no other way to describe this team except Spursy. They score first, they get concede. They score again, they concede. They score again, so they took the lead three times in this game to only lose 5-3. Like, how do you not just call them Spursy? This is a game where they actually start off on the front foot. They were dominating, and then they just beat Spurs. Like, CJ, have you
Well,
done a wellness check on your Spurs friends?
yeah, well, for one thing I will say for guys like Laurent who like to downplay our victories and downplayed our victory over Spurs on the weekend, and didn't put it down to anything other than Spurs being poor and not crediting Arsenal's dominant display. Um, this game just showed you that, yeah, whilst they still lost, they had to go, right? They scored 3 goals away at PSG, and they took the lead a couple times. So for one reason or another, they came to our ground and they had the fear, but they didn't have fear against PSG. They didn't roll over and die for PSG. They scored 3 goals and took the lead a couple times. So whilst they still lost, they made it pretty competitive against PSG. So thought I'd just bring that up, because like I said, our display against them was a lot more dominant. We didn't give them a sniff. Whereas, clearly they felt like they could get something from PSG. And again, they almost did. But of course, I don't think really anyone else would have predicted anything other than a PSG win in the end. But the fact that they made it, somewhat competitive, did surprise me a bit. For them to go there and get 3 goals, I was surprised by that. But yeah, not much more to say on Spurs really.
Um, Before I talk about the next game, are you guys gonna give me credit?
Oh yeah, let me just say this right from the jump. I think like I said it yesterday, and I had to calm down, but like bro, I actually think that's sackable. Like he probably could get sacked at this point because that's just he's taking the piss now. Like surely, you know what I mean? How do you get slapped again? Was that at home? Was that at Anfield
It
again?
was at Anfield.
No, it's shocking me, bro. Genuinely, I'm getting like
Wait, so are you
I
guys
don't
gonna
know.
apologize to me?
When you get sacked, man, I mean, I don't know. Like, what does an apology look like? I don't know what you think, Laurent. Like, we're still talking, and this is why he probably hasn't gotten sacked yet. We're still talking about a guy who won the Premier League. So does he bow out with grace or does he bow out with like shame? You know what I mean?
I honestly think, and it's like I put in the group, that team is offensive power, right? And clearly lacking um, defensive structure.
Well, clearly lacking
Uh,
offensively at the moment too, though.
And he's
he,
got his players playing basketball instead of fucking playing football.
no, but funny enough, I think that five in the back could help his cause if you were to somehow adjust to utilizing that formation for me.
Who is he gonna play five in the back? Tell me.
I mean, Frimpong is used to
So then
that on
where's
the right.
Salah playing?
I put him up top.
With
That's
who?
probably a big problem, the Salah
Huh?
thing.
Yeah, but with who? So you're
Um,
gonna play. So you're essentially your back five. You're saying your three is gonna be Van Dijk, Konate, and Joe Gomez when he comes back healthy, or Andy Robertson because he can play center back because he's done that with Scotland. And then you're saying your wing backs are Kirkez and um, Frimpong.
Frimpong, sure,
And then your
sure.
midfield
You could
because
have
you're gonna play
Gravenberch.
Gravenberch and McAllister.
Uh-huh. And then I say maybe you can squeeze in Gakpo there, and then
Where Gakpo is playing midfield, having to track back. Surely not.
I mean, yeah, listen, that because again, what I'm saying is that four in the back seems like it's too leaky, bro. Like I don't think they're gonna survive if they keep doing this until it's time to even be able to get um, a defender come the January transfer window, or right? Because let's be real,
Which
like they keep.
defender wants to go to Liverpool at this very moment in time?
Bro, I feel like they'd be able to find. You don't
Yeah,
think
but that
Gahey would not
no,
jump at the
Gahey
offer
would
again?
never go over there right now. He would not
Really?
go there right now. Nope. And nor would Crystal Palace sell him at this point, unless a crazy offer comes in. And if I was Gahey, I would want some reassurances like who's going to be coaching me.
Wait, so then you tell me, how do they perform, right? With the same formation that they've been utilizing, right, four in the back, or the same style of play. How do they stop the goals from coming in?
You recall Harvey Elliott. You play Joe Gomez as right back. You keep Konate, Van Dijk, Andy Robertson. You
Mm.
play McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai,
In the
and
midfield.
in the midfield, and then you put on Gakpo, Ekitike, and Isak, and you get Ekitike to do the work.
Wait, where's Salah in this?
Salah's not playing.
Oof.
Salah's going to be gone to AFCON, so why does it even matter?
Mm.
You
Wait, but
recall Harvey Elliott to come off the bench and to put some fight and fire into that midfield with Curtis Jones. Those
mm.
are those are uh, the boys from Merseyside. Those are the boys that have grown up playing for Liverpool and understand what it means to put on that jersey. I don't think it's a matter of them being leaky. I think it's a matter of them forgetting what jersey they're playing for. There's no fight. Like Van Dijk, you guys saw the handball, right? Surely you saw the handball.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. A man thought he was a center in the NBA, bro. The
If
way
if
he went
you
for it.
did that handball, why on earth are you going to the ref to justify your handball? It's like, oh, I didn't hand the ball. Oh, it's me. Motherfucker, you put your hand up here like you're raising your hand in class. Put that shit down, bro. The fuck do you think this is? You got beat to the spot. Like, so how do I think this happens? I think Slot's gonna get sacked, and I think the board is gonna ask a lot of questions on who made that decision to go after Isak when you got Ekatike. Because the amount of money that they spent on Isak or Ekatike, like that could have been used for one or two defenders easily. 90 million for one, 150 million for the other. And the one person that we're all not talking about, or I haven't heard you say it, Laurent, what's going to happen with Florian Wirtz?
Oh shit! I even forgot the guy was on the team.
Mm, mm.
Damn, that's
So,
crazy, bro.
you know, just like CJ's been waiting for his, victory meal, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for that moment till you guys say I'm right on recording.
Honestly, bro.
Arnie fraud. Arnie fraud.
No comment.
Like I said, read him like a book.
I don't know what to say about that, man, because like I said, if I'm a Liverpool fan, the only thing that Arne Slot can ever say is like I'm one of two managers who have delivered a Premier League title in your history. They only have two. One was delivered by Klopp, one was delivered by Slot. That will never be taken away from him. I mean, they've been starred for Premier Leagues for a while, and that will never be taken away from him. So regardless of what happens from here on out, it's like I don't know. Like I said, do you bow out with grace or do you bow out with shame? You know.
I think he's past the grace part. I think he's all shame from here.
Hmm.
So,
Well, we gotta move on.
yes. Quickly going through the games this weekend. Sunderland host Bournemouth. Both teams bidding for that Conference League spot. Um, sitting in seventh and eighth place respectively. If I was Bournemouth, I would not want to be going to the Stadium of Light. I mean, we experienced it, and if I'm a betting man, I don't know about you two. I've already put my money on Sunderland to win this game. I do not think that Bournemouth can travel well, and I think Sunderland are going to keep bidding for a European spot, which would be crazy. Get promoted and get Conference League, for example, or Europa. That'd be fucking insane. Um, City. Do you guys think City gets back in the win column against Leeds at home?
Yes.
No hesitation, eh?
Yeah.
Do they
No
concede?
hesitation. Probably. Maybe. But
Laurent?
I'm almost like I'm ready to triple captain Holland this week for this game. I think it's
Ooh.
Surdy.
Laurent?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that loss there was more due to the rotation than anything else.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? Brentford, after they lost their last game, they welcome Burnley to the G-Tech Stadium. I don't really see Burnley doing anything in this game. I think Brentford are going to win and get back in the win column, and it's not looking good for Burnley. Stuck in the relegation zone now, and it looks like they will not come out from there for the next few games. Everton, huge win. We chatted about it on the last pod. Huge win away from home, down 10 men. You guys saw the PR stunt with Keane and Idrissa Gana Gueye?
Bro, that was hilarious, man. You guys you seen that, right?
Yeah,
They're
fucking hilarious. But they faced Newcastle, you know. Newcastle lost to Marseille midweek, and typically, like CJ said, Newcastle don't travel well. So we'll see. We'll see what type of Newcastle show up. But I think Everton do sneak a result, and I think Grealish, because I don't know if you guys saw after the game at United, he spoke with Tuchel. I think Grealish is going to play well to try to get a spot in that March roster. Um, Spurs, like, do we think they finally win at home against Fulham, or is it just going to be another loss?
I mean, for one, I'm interested to see if he because he used the five in the back formation again
Yeah,
versus PSG. I feel like he might revert to four for this.
Yeah. I think so too.
fuck,
Um,
he's got to do something.
but it's interesting. It's like you said, man. They started off quite well in that PSG game, right? But no, I think they should bounce back
Okay.
with this next game. Yeah.
CJ, the person who I will be triple captaining this week is Jean-Philippe Mateta. United's coming to Selhurst.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I, I think Mateta's going to dominate that back line.
Hmm.
Like United are in shambles. United are in absolute shambles.
What place
I'm
are they? Are they bottom half? Yeah.
United are Palace.
United.
United are in 10th, Palace are in 5th.
Mm.
So for me, that's who I'm triple captaining. Um,
Honestly, I wouldn't say shambles, man. Even the last game, they lost. What was it? 1-0? No.
to a 10-man Everton from the 13 minutes onward at home. That's shambolic. I don't know what else you would call it.
Like yo, these United, yeah, they're not serious. They really let the opposition man's beef with their own players, get sent off for beefing with your own player, and still lose the game at home. But nah, only United right now, bro. They're actually legit banter club right
Yeah, that's shambolic.
now.
I don't know what else you would call it, but that's shambolic.
Like not even getting sent off because like you did something to the opposition. You didn't scrap the opposition. You didn't put in a
No.
reckless tackle. You're beefing your own man. So you would think that they're in turmoil. You're beefing your own guy. You get sent off, and you no.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
West Ham welcomed the twerker and the basketball player Virgil van Dijk as Arnie Flawed comes to town. Oh, you like that, CJ?
That's funny, man. He's getting all types of slander right now.
Oh, fuck. The best defender in the Premier League era. He's the best at something. He's the best at twerking. Um, do they actually win? Or does Nuno do the unthinkable? Actually, wait, don't even answer this because we're predicting this game. Don't answer yet. Um, and then Forest, they won today 3-0 for Conference League. They welcome Brighton. Honestly, I feel like they're not going to play well because it's such a short turnaround. I think that Brighton come in and they win. Um, so yeah, I don't know. And then Villa, who's going to have a huge say in the title race, mind you, face us twice in December, and they've been on high form, and they're facing Wolves, who I don't really think that they're gonna get a win anytime soon. So, um, well, boys, it's time. Mr. Piana, I just want to thank you for showing your respect wearing red, as you should. Show respect to the older bro.
Yeah,
Show
that's actually.
respect. Show respect to a team that you haven't beaten since August 21st, 2021. I guess you didn't know that date. There's been a couple, slappings during that time. But yeah, the game that we've been waiting for, the game that we've been talking about for few weeks, few months. Laurent's had that circled on his diary since the beginning of the season. Every night, dear diary, I hope Arsenal lose. Dear diary, I hope Cole Palmer shows up to this game and doesn't break his toe playing FIFA. Well, the man who dodges the Arsenal games is gonna dodge it again. But who cares about Chelsea? Who cares about your diary? Who cares about Cole Palmer? What we care about is the fact that Arsenal are gonna walk into the bridge and walk out with all 3 points. You can keep the ball, you can keep the possession, you can keep the ball boys. Heck, you can keep my jersey because I know you will need one since you still haven't shown that you can afford your own team's jersey. So I will bring you a jersey. Don't worry. I have a few extra jerseys I can lend you. Um, but
Make sure you give him one of like the blue Arsenal kits. so he
Oh,
feels a
100%.
little bit
Yeah,
more
yeah, I
a
got
little
that
bit more at
t-shirt.
home, you know?
Yeah, I got my blue t-shirt, blue Arsenal jersey. I'll wear that. I'll wear
Yeah, yeah.
that Sunday
Just
when we
incorporate a
meet,
little bit blue for him, just to make him feel more at
you
home.
know? Um, so first question, before we get into even breaking down the game, I'm gonna let you two take this one on. $200 million midfielders. One's a fraud, one's not. Who's better? Declan Rice or Moise Caicedo?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even leg for leg though for the positions, though.
Ah, where
Is
that
it?
fucking kills me.
I'm waiting. You can't fucking get a like you can't go to Moodle on this one. The professor has
No,
spoken.
but is you say Rice is a defensive midfielder?
All right, so I'll
All
go. Since I'll go. Since Laurent needs some extra time and some more questions and needs to do more homework. To answer your question, to answer both your questions, Laurent, to be fair, yes, Rice has adapted his game over the years, so he's not an out and out six, whereas Caicedo does pretty much more so play an out and out six. Rice these days is playing more of like a box to box
mm,
position. So some would say it's a little bit unfair to compare. And actually, I don't know if you caught Murdoch. I don't know if you caught Rice's interview yesterday he did with TNT, with Thierry Henry
Yep.
and Mika Richards, and that it was a brilliant interview. He speaks really well, and he did mention his high praise that he has for Caicedo, and he actually voted Caicedo into his team of the year for last year. So there's definitely a lot of respect mutually between the two. The comparisons come from, again, two high profile midfielders, both costing upwards of 100 mil, and are pivotal to their sides, right? So let's get that out there first. We're talking about two midfielders who are two of the best in the league, two of the best in Europe, two of the best in the world. And I have high praise, high respect for Caicedo as well and what he's been doing, and he's been carrying Chelsea for large chunks of the season. I watched the Spurs game and he was quite clearly man of the match, playing in a sixth position and won that game for them on his own, really, with his just domination on the game. And so whilst they both have like a lot of similar qualities, um, Rice was, we can compare because, okay, Rice was an out and out six once upon a time until Mikel Arteta evolved his game. I'm not sure that Caicedo could evolve his game enough to be what Rice is. And what I mean by that is the contribution and the output offensively as well. Like Rice has a really good well-roundedness to his game at the moment that I feel like is unmatched across Europe, even, because he's doing it on both fronts. He does do it on the defensive side, but he's also contributing offensively, and he's, contributing in the categories to help win games, goals and assists, right? So he's doing it on both ends, really, at this moment in time. And whilst Caicedo is two at the moment, I think that Rice has a little bit more to his game, to be honest. Um, and there's not much in it. There is not much in it, but I do think Rice has just that little bit more in his game, and at least on the offensive side of things. And who knows, maybe Caicedo can develop that, or will develop it, but he may not be asked to develop it. But I think playing in this Arteta team, and in this Arteta system, I think Rice has shown. I think it's actually we're going to give a lot of credit to Arteta here, to be honest with you, for being able to revolutionize his game. Because again, Declan Rice was playing in a West Ham team under David Moyes, where that's all they do. No, it's sit defensively, right, and sit and break and counter. And Declan Rice was only meant to break up play in that West Ham team, but so much is the evolution of his game and his ability to adapt that now this guy is one of the best set piece takers around. So that's another element to his game that he's added. He runs really well with the ball. He's scoring goals. He's spraying passes. You know what I mean? Like, so, like I said, if you want him to be that set piece guy, he'll do the David Beckham side of things on the set pieces. If you want him to be that box to box guy, he'll be that old traditional Lampard style box crasher from the top of the box. You know what I mean? Like he's doing all those things. So yeah, I think for me, yeah, he just edges it at the moment for me, but it's close. It's close because Caicedo definitely is world class in his own right. But I think it's going to lead to my next question because I think of what Arteta's getting out of Rice is a testament to how Arteta has molded his game. So I think the question is, well, who's the better manager at this moment in time, Enzo or Arteta? That's one for the next Q&A. But yeah, for me, Rice just edges it. I think Rice has a better all around game at this moment in time, just about than what Caicedo does. But again, I'm not taking anything away from Caicedo because I rate the player as well.
Laurent, what say you?
I mean, like I agree. Um, in the fact that both solid midfield players, but again, right, the midfield position is big, and I don't think it's I don't think it's fair to compare them when they don't even, you're not comparing specialists in their respective positions. So to me, I think I take it up to the extent that for midfielders, they're both at the highest level, both elite. But you cannot compare, in my opinion. Right, like it's better to ask Rodri versus Caicedo, for example. But no, this uh, I don't think has any bearing whatsoever.
Murder, what's your take?
I think it does have a bearing because, like CJ said, there's big parts of the season last year that when Thomas Partey was injured, Rice had to play in that six, and he dominated, and he was the reason why we were able to keep it close for as long as we did in the title race, and the reason why we were able to take PSG and Madrid as far as that we did. Um, and I think to give credit to Moise Caicedo, he's shown his adaptability because he's played right back, and he shored up Chelsea's right back. He shored up Brighton when he was there, and he clearly is helping his nation have one of the craziest World Cup qualifiers, finishing second, currently in second place, and I think they've only given like 3 or 4 goals. So
Ecuador is really?
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
they're Argentina's first, Ecuador's second. So I think there has to be credit given, but I think when my not my issue, but I think what I find hilarious is all these players, Palmer, Rice, Sancho, Rashford, all these players are being, Foden. They're being compared to Arsenal players. It's like we're setting the standard now. We're no longer a banter club. We're setting the standard. And I think if Caicedo wants to live up to his potential of the 120, 130 mil that they paid for, I think he needs to continue to adapt and evolve. And I don't know it will be under this manager because I think this manager is spending more time trying to evolve Enzo Fernandez and trying to make sure Cole Palmer is in the lineup and just making sure that Caicedo all he does is do the defensive work. That's just my honest thought. I think there's more potential for Caicedo, and you see it when he plays for his nation versus what he's doing for Chelsea. I think there's glimpses, right? I think it was that Spurs game when he's the reason why they scored that goal when he took it off and he pressured the team. Like that's what happens when you release him and you don't just tell him to do the defensive side of things. Um, but at this very moment in time, I think
Wait,
Rice
so then
is
if you do that, who do you put there? Right? If you
Lavia.
that's not reliable.
I
That's not
agree.
reliable. From an injury standpoint, you right you it's well, you're gonna get 1, 2 games out of him. You see what I'm saying? Like no, that's not
Yeah, but
reliable.
that's what he was originally brought in for, right? Because originally it was supposed to be Lavia, Caicedo, Fernandez. When
Yeah, but it,
when
mhm.
they were buying all those players, that's what the original thing was for. So maybe it's going to be in the recruitment that something happens because, like West Ham wasn't using Declan Rice properly. I don't think Chelsea's getting the most out of Caicedo. That's just my honest opinion. Banter aside, that's my honest opinion.
No, that's fair.
And I would
Uh,
genuinely say at this moment in time, Rice is leaps and bounds better than Caicedo.
Mhm.
yeah, but again, the when you say that, right, you're taking his evolution. You know what I'm saying? Like him adapting to his new role, and that's what you're using as a benchmark.
No, I think even when he was at West Ham playing the six, he's the only reason why West Ham won the Conference League. He's the only reason why West Ham remain in the Premier League. And I haven't seen that out of Caicedo. Caicedo hasn't single-handedly done anything like that. You could argue that Palmer has, but it wasn't on the back of Caicedo that you guys won Conference League.
Well, for one, I don't think that's even required. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing, yeah, when you're an extraordinary player on a team that doesn't have players to your caliber, then sure, I think now it almost becomes like it's a necessity for you to do exactly what you're describing. But if the players around you are to an equal stature and above, right, then you don't have to do that. Now you become a specialist by default, right? You're not required to to make that run and look to score or do the extra stuff. Sure, you can, but you're not required. Like, so there's no
But
necessity for Caicedo
but
to
would
even
you not
do.
agree that being that player, if you know your team is struggling, like how you guys are so inconsistent, and you lose to like a Carabag, Sunderland, things like that, would you not agree that that's where your $100 million player comes in and takes the game by the scruff of the neck and says,
And
you know,
funny enough, he's had those kind of performances.
he has, but in key moments, he hasn't been able to help Chelsea with the consistency. So that's what I'm arguing. I think if you want to say that Caicedo is equal to or better than Rice, the consistency hasn't been there. Because Chelsea win games that you're like, oh wow, this is like, yeah, they're title contenders, they're Champions League favorites, blah blah blah, and then they go and lose a stupid game or they draw a stupid game.
Hmm.
That's the part where I'm coming from. I don't think the same way that I think, while Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Saka, I think they are world class. For them to go down as actual world class, they have to win something, right? And with Caicedo, like if you want to be renowned as being like the best, you have to do it consistently. And he has ebbs and flows where those ebbs and flows you don't see with a Rice and you do not see with a Rodri. Like when Rodri's in, they win. But same can't be said with Caicedo. So that's where my benchmark is, and that's why I'm
But
saying
even see that Rodri comparison, bro. Like, there's so many, like, bro. That you're talking about, like, the team of Man City when Pep came, bro. Like, come on, man. You can't even. And I'll be the first to say that team, Chelsea is not that team. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, when he's in the team, but again, there's a certain level of cohesion that, right? Like, you have Holland, right? Who are your wingers? At some point, who's there? The guy from Leicester, Mahrez.
Mares.
Like, right? There's so many, bro. There's too many pieces, right? Whereas if we look at, right? See what I'm saying? Like, we have a Garnacho, we have a Gins on the left. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but those are like
But
respectfully, those are easy arguments to get you out of the. I don't know.
no, I mean, I see in one way, right? I do see what you're saying in terms of because there is a certain but again, like, to me, he's been one of our most consistent players. If I'm being completely honest, when you look
Mhm.
at, he has been one of our most consistent players. Um,
But he
and
disappears. He disappears at times.
yeah, I'm trying to think back, bro, to like,
That
and
that
let's be real, bro. There's been games where Rice was in form, and there's been a game where he has disappeared. Like, it's, what, no good, bro. Even
No, no,
Messi
I
disappears.
agree with
Like,
you, but I
right,
think
Ronaldo disappears. Like,
I agree with you, but I think when we're talking about when Rice disappears for 10, 15 minutes of the game. But when it gets down to the dirty end of the game, he's always there. And I think with Caicedo, he has the games that he genuinely disappears. And you don't see that out of Rice, right? Maybe it's a immaturity, maybe it's coaching, maybe it's the
and
amount
which
of
race are
work.
you talking about? The evolved race, or are you talking about the West Ham race? Because now, like,
Both,
you, bro, you're gonna have me
both,
looking at West Ham highlights, bro,
both,
to really get down and figure this
both,
out with a. All right,
both.
you know what? I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna get on it, and then maybe we touch back on another
Sure,
podcast, and I'm gonna see what the stats are. Maybe I can find some highlights and see exactly what you're referring to.
sure,
Um,
100%. Please do.
all
Please
right.
do. Because the same way that I was right about a Arnie fraud, I know
Oh
I'm
my
right about
gosh.
this as well.
Bro, you see that, and that's exactly why, like, because at this point now, bro, you know what TJ, what he's gonna do, bro? He's gonna start using that Arnie slot point of reference to justify everything, bro.
Wait, but
See,
did I not also talk about a banana peel game and you guys laughed at me? You're like, no, there's no way that Liverpool lose to Forest, blah 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 blah. I'm like, no, this is a banana peel game, and both of you fucking laughed at me.
no, that's fair. That's fair. That's
Wait,
fair.
which one? The
I
Sunderland
think you
game?
said
No, no, no. The Sunderland game, you agreed with me, CJ. I'm talking about this
Oh,
Forest game for Liverpool.
oh.
You guys were like, surely no, no, there's no way. And I'm like, no, this is a
Mm,
banana peel game. I remember saying that.
mm.
And you guys are like, no, there's no way. And I even said that about the Chelsea turf war. And you know what? It was going to be that game because it took Chelsea so long to score. So it's not that I'm talking out of my ass. It's facts. Go look at the highlights. Declan Rice is the only reason why West Ham did not get relegated. And he's the only reason why they won the Conference League. Why is their midfield in shambles right now? Socek doesn't have the legs. Rice had to do all that work. Come on now. Come on now. Before we move on to the lineups that we expect to see, um, let's do the combined 11. Current combined 11. Let's start with keepers. I think this one should be an easy one. Raya or
David
Sanchez?
Raya. David Raya. We'll keep it moving. I
Okay.
think we can all agree on that, right?
Laurent? Is that a yes?
it's a yes, but Sanchez is evolving. I know you like to use that word, right? What were we talking about? Pokemons here. So yeah, Sanchez is like maybe like a Charmander, whatever that beginning Pokemon you start off with. And we're about to get our Charizard real soon, like the final version. So
Okay. Right back.
Timber.
There's only one right answer.
I will say, I'll be honest, it's close, but Timber.
well, who were Reese James?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is for
Gabriel,
everyone to give theirs, you know what I mean? Like everyone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Gabriel Saliba. All right, let's go.
No, no,
Let's go.
no.
Let's.
The Gabriel's not playing, so I'm talking about current. I would still take Hincapié
Wait,
over.
you guys all agree with Timber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saliba 100%. I'd take Hincapié next to him. Or Mosquera over Chalaba or whoever the fuck else Chelsea play there.
And then Cappy. How many caps does he have for you?
Like 5 or 6?
Nah, there's no way, bro. Come on. Come on.
Wait. You guys are talking about. We're not talking about. Wait. What? What's happening?
We, bro, we
We
moved on
already
to
passed
position.
Saliba. We already
Yeah.
passed Saliba.
So
Saliba's
then there's only one other right answer.
yeah, but
Gabriel
I'm
next to
talking
him.
about yeah, but he's not playing right now.
Yeah, so that's why I said Gabriel Saliba, and then he's like, no. Gabriel's not playing. So, and then he
So
put in
okay, so
in
you want to
Cappy.
pick between injured players as well? We're okay with
Yeah,
taking.
like
Okay,
the
okay,
best
okay, okay. Sure,
teams.
sure,
Yeah, the
sure.
best
Okay, so
teams.
then there you go. Gabriel Saliba,
Wait,
left
I'm
back.
curious. I'm curious. Hold on. If it wasn't Gabriel CJ, who would you have said? I'm curious.
Huh? Pick your poison. Hincapié or Mascara.
See,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Come on.
Honestly, at that point, I'd have to say maybe Fofana. Despite the fact that the guy's been injured quite a bit, I'd probably go with Fofana on this one. Not gonna lie. It's
You
just
think he's your
experience.
best center back currently?
Um, yeah, I think it's more so the fact that he's been injured for that long, but it's just experience, bro. There's no way in Cappy, bro. Come on, bro. You said 5 caps. Bro, you're not.
If you had said Chalaba, I would have potentially agreed with you over
Ah,
Hincapié, but
man.
not anybody else.
Nah, what? Yeah, that's wild, bro. That's
Chalaba
wild.
got recalled from Palace and he shored up your back line, so give the man some credit.
I agree. I
Um,
actually would have thought from a Chelsea perspective, Mans would be saying Chalobah, the
Yeah,
best
no,
thing.
I mean you could, but I think Fofana is more so he has a this is more of a finesse uh with Fofana. And personally, for me, I think if you have Fofana, you don't have that goal conceded the way we did against Sunderland during that
hmm.
counterattack. Yeah,
Left back, there's only one right answer.
of course, of course. Let's ask Lamine Yamal actually. Yeah.
CJ?
All right, bless,
Well, for me, it's Cucurella. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
bless.
Yeah. Um,
Wait,
six?
wait, you guys aren't gonna? You guys all agree? Because again,
Yeah.
everyone gives their own as well, right? So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
guys,
There's only
okay,
one
we're
right
all
answer.
agreeing. Okay, okay.
Yeah, there's only one
Wow,
right
this is a
answer.
nice panel so far. I'm glad we're all in agreement. I
Um,
was surprised there wasn't more fuss or more fight with the right back position from Laurent, at least.
Yeah, I could have said Regine, but no, I think he's been injured, in and out, inconsistent.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
six. Zubamendi or Rice? Sorry, Zubamendi or
Caicedo,
Caicedo?
Caicedo, bro. Don't even ask that question next time, bro. Like, what the fuck?
You're saying Caicedo?
CJ, that's for you, bro.
Oh, it's for me.
Yeah.
I'm saying, oh shit. That's tough, man. I'm gonna give it to I'll give it to Caicedo just right
Okay.
now. That could change though by the end of the season. But yeah, Caicedo.
I'll give it to Zubamendi so we can go to Caicedo because of the tiebreak. Um, Rice or Enzo? Only
Rice.
only one right answer.
Yeah.
Said it's not hard to just say what is factual, right? Instead of using your hatred, emotions, and seeing Arnie slots in everybody's faces at this point, bro. Because I think that's what's happening, bro. I think we say these names and you envision Arnie Slot's face, and then it just stops you from speaking the truth, bro. Yeah.
Okay, so Rice it is. Um, Eze or whoever the hell you guys play at the right eight.
Well, my number
You
10,
said?
I'll tell you guys right now. My number 10 is Odegaard.
Or yeah, Odegaard, Eze,
Mm,
or you know, broken toe man.
I'm gonna go Palmer on this. Yeah, I'm gonna say Palmer.
It's between Palmer and Odegaard. I'm gonna have to go Odegaard.
No, but say who you want to say too.
Eze. For me,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, okay.
Eze.
All right, so there you go.
For me, it's Eze, and I think it's Eze over Palmer.
Yeah, we heard that one before. So you
Mm.
think Eze is better than Odegaard too? Like as a 10?
The dynamic play style and the fact that he's not safe and he makes those plays. Yeah,
Mm.
I think he does more. I think he
Oh
does
man,
more. Yeah.
yo, Casido's gonna have a field day, bro. Uh,
Jeez.
let's see. Yeah, let's see what plays he makes, bro. Let's see how much the bro. I don't know if you've seen that play when Caicedo tracked back against the Barcelona. Who had the ball, bro? I can't even remember. Was it Lewandowski? It was pretty much a break on. All he had to do then was shoot, and out of nowhere, Caicedo
Oh, I
just
thought you were talking. I thought you were going to mention like someone with pace, like a Rashford, Yamal. You're talking about a 40-year-old Lewandowski. I
no,
mean,
no. But
I
see,
would
the thing
hope
is,
that Caicedo can catch him.
listen, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if it was Lewandowski, right? But all I can tell you is that guy had a head start. Caicedo wasn't even in the picture until Caicedo was in the picture. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
So
Like,
where was he in the Sunderland game?
sorry?
Where was he in the Sunderland game?
Yeah,
Walking back?
the one when it is pretty much a counter off a corner, right? That usually happened. I think that's pretty much how you guys scored against Bayern, no? It was off I don't think it was actually was it off a set piece? But I know they're most of their players, the bulk of their players were in that half, and
Yeah, yeah,
it happens, bro.
but we're not. Oh, okay, okay. So it happens now.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, I I'll give it to Odegaard just for argument's sake. But I would love Eze over both of them, but I'm okay with Odegaard as well. Right wing,
Esteval.
No, bro. Like, come on. There's only got to be
Oh
one
my
answer. There
Esteval,
can only be one respectful answer if we're being real.
Bro, Saka
Oh,
could not do what Esteval did against Barcelona.
oh
Let's
bro,
get
come
let's
on.
my
get that straight.
God.
Yo, there's
Let's
no that. Yo, you're being
let's
disrespectful, fam.
let's get that straight. Let's get that
You're
straight.
being disrespectful. You're being
Let's get that straight.
bro.
Let's get that
Listen,
straight.
listen, listen,
Let's
listen,
get that
listen,
straight. Let's get
listen.
that straight.
Esteval is a good player. He's a good
Let's get
player.
that straight.
He just hopped on the scene.
Let's
There
get that
is no
straight.
way you can disrespect Saka and what he's done in the game so far by throwing in
Esteval,
Esteval,
you
who has 2 months of decent work so far at the age of what, 18, 19? Come on, bro. It's too early to put Esteval in that conversation. Way too early. When you compare what Saka's done so far in his career.
Boys, I'm gonna have a break. I'm gonna have a Kit Kat.
Look what you're doing to the man, Laurent, bro. You're making
it's
the
all
man
good,
have
man. That's all good. That's all
no, no,
good.
but give us,
You
bro.
guys, you want to ask Zubimendi Caicedo, bro? We gonna take it there, bro. We gonna take it there. We gonna take it all the way there, bro. So I'm gonna hold on it, and I'm gonna say Esteval. Now
All right,
let's
bro.
keep it
I
moving.
said Caicedo, just so you know. Relax. I said Caicedo.
That's fine. That's
Um,
fine. You guys want to say literally Zubimendi Caicedo, bro? Come on. What
yeah.
game are we playing? What
That
game are
what's
we
wrong with
playing here,
that? I don't see why that's a bad question.
bro? That's there's no bro. Caicedo is over fucking Zubimendi any day of the week. Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Sunday, bro.
Okay, but I'll give it to him. I'll give that to Caicedo right now because again, because of what he's done in his career so far and the bigger sample size, doing it in the Premier League, this and that. Zubimendi just came, but I think that could change by the end of the season, especially if Arsenal's lifting a Premier League trophy because Zubimendi's crucial to our team. But I'm giving it to Caicedo right now. So for the simple fact of the energy applies on the right wing as well. How do you possibly put Estevao in right now over Saka? Like how? I need your explanation and justification for that.
To me,
It doesn't make any
personally,
sense.
to me, like I said, to me, that player is fucking boring as hell, systematic, no flair. I don't like players like that playing on my wings. Esteval is bro. There's a reason why it was Yamal versus Esteval. That was the what's it called?
The debate, yeah, because they're two
Yeah,
young
no,
boys going
no,
up
no.
against each other.
That was a story that was used to sell that game, right?
Yeah, two
And
star boys, two young boys going up against each other.
okay, and then we're not gonna all disagree here that Yamal, right? Generational talent. Even bro, the guy's been compared to the likes of Messi.
Which is bullshit. No one can be compared to Messi.
Yeah, well, listen, I leave that to those who say it, right? But he is being compared to being the next Messi. Truthfully, that's what the comparisons is, right?
Yeah, that's a fucking joke.
And hey man, I think CJ's pretty quiet on that one, so I think the volume in that kind of speaks.
No, because you're right. He is being compared. I'm not saying
Yeah,
I agree with it, but he is being
yeah,
compared. You're right. But what am I gonna
right,
say?
right. And bro, I swear, wasn't this the kid that was about to win a Ballon d'Or at that age?
Yeah.
All
What
right,
point? What point are you making
all
with
right.
this?
So what I'm trying to say now, right, is that during this game, right, people are then this is like the Yamin Lamar for Chelsea. I don't know if you guys were seeing what the media was putting out, right? But these were the direct comparison.
Yeah, because the
And for a
narrative
play,
is two young boys, two
but no,
teenagers
but
who are in the
it's even
game at the moment.
bro, it's even beyond that. It's a player who scored 5 consecutive goals in his 5 Champions League matches, undone since Mbappe. Not done since Mbappe. How many goals is he have for the Brazilian side? I think he's like 5-5 as well. As well too. How many did Saka have when he first started for England? You see what
But
I'm
see,
saying?
this is
Like
this
this is a
is this is where no, no. See,
bro.
this is where your argument is
Mhm.
flawed because you can't talk about Saka's output. Saka's goals and assists since he's been in this team since he was 18, carrying this team, and his output and when it comes to goals and assists, right? Since he's been in this team, you should go check it for yourself, man. You can't question his output. He's clutch. He's productive. He
And
wins us
CJ, I
games.
think the biggest thing that you're forgetting to say, this is a converted left back.
Yeah, yeah. So you
To
can't question
becoming arguably the one of the best right wingers in the world, and players always being compared to him.
exactly. So yeah, you're talking about
Listen, I don't know. I've never heard anyone being compared to Saka. Let
no,
me
no,
just
come
put
on,
that.
bro. Everybody
Yeah,
uses
I've
Saka as the
never
benchmark on the right wing.
I've never
Then you're
and that
living
is
under a rock. Then you're living under a
that
rock.
is crazy because I've heard people getting compared to Hazards, Gareth Bales, like those kind of players to even Vinny's like but I've never once heard. Maybe it's only from the Arsenal fans, but I've never once heard someone comparing a player to Saka. And again, bro, who wants a winger that plays like Saka does? Sure, you get the results. I'm not even going to deny that. Maybe he
I
puts
was
all
gonna
the
say most people would.
yeah, yeah,
He gets the job done for you.
but bro, there's no style to it, bro. There's no panache. There's no art. There's no artistry.
Okay, so let go again. Would you rather a Doku, a Madueke, or somebody with flair, a Nicholas Pepe, or somebody who's going to get you results? Like, yeah, it looks pretty. You're saucing up, mans, but does that get you 3 points?
And the thing is, Esteval gets you both.
Ah,
What do you mean? Bro, we won. We beat Liverpool. We beat Liverpool because of Esteval. You know that, right? The same team that you're hating on, right? And that CJ was saying is going to be top of the league. We beat them. We edged them out because of Esteval. Bro, did you guys not watch him play?
What, didn't he score a tap in though? Like, look, you're acting like he ran through like 9 players.
Even that, bro. The timing to be on the end of that ball, bro. Like
Oh
it's
gosh.
bro. The guy is out here taking PKs for the Brazilian team with the likes of Vinny and whoever else is on that team. Just take that in. I want you guys to really like put that into perspective here, right?
He's good. He's not Saka yet. He's good.
Bro, can Saka score the goal that the guy scored against Barcelona?
yes.
On his right foot, bro. Do you see how many times Saka puts the ball in the roof of the
No,
net
no,
on
no,
his
no, no,
right
no, no,
foot?
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about where Saka has the easy way, right? Where the defender
That's
isn't
the easy
position.
way.
No, 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 of course, because sometimes yes, the position of the defender allows you to shoot. But I'm talking about where the guy comes in, he gets the ball, checks, he starts in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and then he switches it into his right foot, pretty much off balance, and then boom, boots it, top bin. Keeper reacts after the ball goes into the net.
You've never seen Saka score those kind of goals.
Not like that. And if bro, show me a highlight. If you have, please, by all means, send me a highlight. I come back on the next spot, and then I give you I give both of you a formal apology.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Say
All
less.
right, all right.
My right winger is Saka. I'll tell you guys that right now.
Mary Ringer Saka too, so I guess that conversation's over. Left wing.
Eze for me.
Wait, what? You can't. Oh, wait, but okay, you didn't use him in that in the other position though.
In the
Okay,
10, no. Odegaard is my 10.
Mm.
Mind you, I think the benchmark is low for both sides on this one. That's why I go Eze on the left.
Yeah, for real. I don't even know who to.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I would probably pick. I'd probably say Trossard for me.
Mm. I thought I had a feeling. I should let Murdoch speak.
Yeah, I'd probably say Trossard, bro.
You guys are gonna laugh at what I'm gonna say. I was gonna say Pedro Neto.
I had a show for him too. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie.
I was gonna say Pedro Neto because I think he does what Trossard does, but he has the pace.
Pace. Yeah.
So for me, it's Pedro Neto. You
But I
gotta
don't
give
know.
credit where credit's due.
I don't think he can cut it on his right though.
But he
That's
uses
the
both
only.
feet, no?
Yeah, he uses.
Yes and no. Like, 'cause you see the goal that Trossard scored,
Yeah,
where he kind of just hesitated, shimmied, boom, and then I don't think Neto can do that on that side. If I'm being completely honest. Yeah, and he's gonna look to do something and get on the left. Yeah, he can use the right, but it's usually to maneuver. But to pull something off like that,
I guess. I mean, I just want to give credit because I think Pedro Neto has been probably one of the best signings for Chelsea.
mm,
So
well, that's funny. On that position, suddenly we're seeing eye to eye. But yeah, for me, I think it's Trossard, bro. Like I like his style of play, and I think I've even mentioned this to CJ before. But and he seems like a man with like actual like hunger. Sometimes, you know, you can tell he takes shit personally when he doesn't he doesn't get started, and then the next game he's almost like a monster, right? So it's a
well,
good attitude to have.
Arteta called him a moaner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
where are you like
uh,
fucking around or
no, I'm being dead serious.
oh
CJ, back me up on this. Remember that thing? There was a presser. I don't. Well, actually, you don't watch all the pressers. But yeah, he called him a moaner. He's like he moans when he doesn't play, and He doesn't get the calls and stuff like that. Like not in a bad way, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably wasn't
like
like that
it wasn't
negative,
in a
but
derogatory way. It was like in a
yeah.
good way. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Trossard, but I think we'd be doing Pedro Neto injustice by not giving him a shout. So would we going Trossard?
Yeah, I'd go with Trossard. You can keep Neto, but I'd go with Trossard for me in that position.
CJ?
If it's not Eze, yeah, I'd go Trossard then too. Actually, if it's not
Yeah.
Eze.
Last but not least, number 9.
For the audio, or sorry, for the the strictly audio listeners, I had to do the mask because there's only one man that we can really put in this position as the number 9, and that is Big Vic, Victor Gyökeres. See if the boys agree with me or not.
Laurent?
I want to say it. I really do, but I'm
Oh
conflicted.
God,
I'm
here
I'm
this guy's.
I'm highly. I actually like that's to me. It should be the only answer. Although I feel like I have not seen enough, and I did mention this in earlier pods, but yeah, no, it should be the only answer for this question, given the fact that he's the only outright number 9, um, that produces or that has produced right in other leagues. We've seen his highlights and whatnot, but for this season, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I would take my safe bet with João Pedro in that position. That's all I'm saying. But I would want to say Gyökeres.
Okay, so then say who you
But
want
I
to
can't.
say.
I can't. He just hasn't showed me that I should. Like. And again, like I brought up concerns about him in earlier pods, right? So it's not like I'm making this up. But yeah, I'm gonna go with João Pedro.
If we're talking about form this year, 100% it's got to be João Pedro. If we're talking about form. But if we're talking
Wow.
about out and out number 9
Gyökeres.
and what he can bring to this team that we're building, it's got to be Gyökeres. Especially if you have Cucurella coming down the left wing and
Mm.
putting in crosses, like I think Gyökeres would be better to come to the end of those. But if we're talking about form this year and we were building this team based off of current form, 100% it'd have to be João Pedro.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even agree on the form thing. João Pedro for me has not shown up since the first since he first hopped on the scene. He's actually slowed down in recent weeks for me. I do not see this thing about the form with João Pedro. He's been playing well, whatever. He's been banging goals when he first came, Club World Cup, all that, even first couple of games of the season. But since then, I mean, I know he scored a couple recently to kind of turn his form back around, but he hasn't been great all season for me, João Pedro. He's had a patch where he's been quiet for a hot minute,
Yeah,
scoreless his
also
first
hasn't had a
goal.
run of games either. That's the other side of things.
Exactly. So for me, it's not. I don't even put him ahead on even on form, to be
Mhm.
honest.
Not even on stats.
They both have 4 goals, don't they?
Yeah,
Um,
they do.
and then what about so GA usually is what we're looking at. So what about assists?
7 is for um what was his name? João Pedro.
7 what?
Goal assist contributions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, Gyökeres is not there for assists though. He's there for goals.
Hmm. Well, just going through it again, correct me if I'm wrong. We got Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Cucurella, Caicedo, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Gyökeres, and Trossard.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Um, so let's come to the predictions. Laurent making headway, only down by 1 point. CJ and I didn't get any points this week, so we're still stuck on 32 points. Laurent got 2 points, and he's up to 31. Let's leave the Arsenal Chelsea game last. Sunderland Bournemouth. I'll go first. Sunderland.
Hmm, that's a tough one. Still, Sunderland,
Yo,
Bournemouth.
what's crazy is the Bournemouth are actually favored to win. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And they're seventh and eighth respectively. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna agree and say
Draw.
so.
The draw for me.
Okay. Laurent?
Yo, Laura, I heard you say Sunderland, huh? But feel free to
Jeez.
change it.
Yeah, no, I did say Sunderland. I'm gonna go with Sunderland on this one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. West Ham, Liverpool.
Sorry, before we proceed, was that too emotional for you, or am I being reasonable and calculated?
I don't know. It seems like you wanted to change it, bro. So
Okay.
you have a
Oh,
chance.
sorry. I was confused. I was like, what? What did I say?
Okay, okay. Just making sure, man.
Yeah, you have to catch on to this guy's facetiousness, bro. It takes a while.
Mm. Um, West Ham, Liverpool.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't even want to predict. Yo, that is actually wild, bro. I mean, damn. I think this is good. If I say this team and I lose, this is gonna be the third time I've picked this team and I've lost in a row. In games they should be winning. Like, like, come on, man. Ah,
I'm inclined to predict them as well, though, to be honest.
yeah, nah.
All right, let
But
me just
yeah,
make it easier for you guys. I'm predicting a draw.
I was gonna say, I know you'll never predict. You'll never predict Liverpool to win. I don't think you've ever predicted Liverpool to win a game this season. They could have been playing Wolves at home, bro. I'm probably sure you probably predicted a draw or something.
No, Liverpool's made me money this year, so I have predicted them to win. So you guys
But
gonna go Liverpool?
I'm yeah, no, I'm gonna go with uh, I'll tell you what I'm not picking, bro. West Ham is not winning this game, surely. Um, but
yo,
feel free to pick West Ham, fam.
that's the
Feel free.
crazy part. Is because listen, bro, you could have said the same thing about PSV.
Yeah, and Forest.
Fuck.
Yeah, you just never know what you're gonna get with Liverpool now, bro. West Ham has picked up some decent form too. They won
Mm-hmm.
their last game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say draw, bro. I
I'm
want to say
also
draw.
I'm also gonna say draw.
Fucking
Yeah.
copycats. Okay, well, you guys know my prediction for the Arsenal Chelsea game. We know Laurent's prediction.
I'm going draw.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Am
that's
I
that's
sorry, bro? Am I allowed to? Is that okay? You might be disappointed in me. I didn't want to let you down, Chief.
damn, bro. What the fuck, bro? I thought you were coming with bad blood, but clearly, where's this respect coming from? I actually want to know, like, where is this respect coming from?
Bro, I don't know why you guys think like there's logic to my predictions, fam. We're
Okay,
playing
no,
a
no,
good
like I'm actually like that's what I want to hear. I wanna, cause bro,
yeah.
you guys, and funny enough, okay, if I'm saying this is you can get away. I mean, yeah, go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
Did you make your prediction already?
Yeah, bro, you know my prediction. Like,
Okay.
I don't even know why you're, yeah, bro.
No, for the simple fact that I'm
Mm,
going to acknowledge, I'm going to keep it real. This is a difficult game. We're going to the bridge. Chelsea is riding a wave at the moment, but so are we.
mm-hmm,
Um, but I can't just predict Arsenal to win every single game. I think this is going to be our toughest game of the season so far. We're playing Chelsea at a bad time in our case because, like I said, they're on hot form. Chelsea is going to be super fired up for this game. Super. They know they haven't beaten us in 4 years. Um, again, it's funny how the things all fall into place. A few weeks ago, this was just going to be a single important game in isolation, right? Two London rivals going at each other. But now, the way the dominoes have fallen into place, it's literally first versus second. Now you guys are second. That has given you guys extra incentive. So no thanks to City, who dropped points last week that put you guys in second place. Now the only way for you guys to look is up. Your direct rivals above yourselves is us, and you guys are playing us now, and now that becomes a 6 pointer. So I mean, there's just so much incentive for Chelsea to get something from this game. That Barcelona win, I think I was waiting to see how that game played out, to see where my prediction was going to lie. And I think the fact that you guys won against Barca convincingly too at home is going to be like a rinse and repeat thing. You're going to say, okay, guys, like the boys are going to go in yet. Let's emulate this performance against Arsenal coming into town this weekend at home again. Like he's confident, right? Guys like Kukurea wrapped up Yamal and that, like those are good players, so they're going to be confident, 100%. And it's not going to be an easy game for us at all. It's been a draw at Stamford Bridge in recent weeks, and I think, I'm not going to be surprised if that happens again this time around. It's going to be a really difficult game for us. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be very hard, very, very hard game for both sides, and I think it's going to end up in a draw in the end. And I will say this, before everyone crashes out on me, all the Arsenal fans or whoever else is watching this, including Laurent, and said, back your side, pick your team, this and that. A draw is not a bad result for Arsenal, considering the fact that the likes of, City and even Liverpool, if anyone was considering them in a title race still, we have a good amount of a gap on them, right? Considering they both lost last weekend, where this game lost that extra significance in terms of it's a must win. If we draw and City win, the gap is 5 points. That's still a healthy enough lead where we can go on a run from here on out. Having played Chelsea at the Bridge already, having played Liverpool at Anfield, having played United, Old Trafford, City, etc. After playing all those teams, we'll still have that 5 point gap. You guys, in Chelsea's case, haven't even played City yet, right? So we have that would still be a healthy enough gap. A draw would not be a disaster for Arsenal Football Club, in my opinion, and that's why I don't hate that result. Listen, if we win, I'm over the moon. Obviously, I'm going in there like, we're beefing on Sunday for sure, fam. Like, as soon as that whistle blows, like we're not chatting, whatever. Like I'm full on in Arsenal. Obviously, I want them to get the 3 points, but keeping it real, there's a difference between like what my heart wants and what my head thinks is actually going to happen. And so I just think it'll play out that way. I think it'll play out in a draw. But my question to you guys is, now that we have our predictions out there, who is, like, having said what I said and explaining how a draw is not a bad result for us, who is this a bigger game for, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Chelsea. And I think, given how you described it, that the fact that City and Liverpool aren't quite as close to the picture, for that reason alone, it's a bigger game for us. Simply because, for one, I don't think we can afford a draw.
I agree.
And it's funny because prior to even being in this position, it's even a weird position to be in, if I'm being completely honest. But we weren't prepared. You see what I'm saying? To be here, even in terms of like, and I think I'm being pretty honest and genuine when I say this, that the manager of the clubs, I don't think that, you go into a season you want to win. I think every team wants to win the title, but I'm pretty sure that it was just, let's build on of the season prior to that, right? And show improvement and look at it more so towards it being a long-term project. And now we're in a place where suddenly we're hot in form, right? And again, those games that we have lost in the Premier League, right? And I think you guys remember, I think it was when we lost to Bayern, that's when we kind of started to, show a bit of lapse in concentration and whatnot. It's red cards. You see what I'm saying? Things like that. And those are the points that we don't have right now. So now it's, we seem to kind of evolved or shown a bit more maturity. We're playing well. And we have the opportunity now to narrow the gap between us and the first place contenders, right? So it's almost like fate is almost asking, do you want to compete? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's do we answer the call come Sunday? So that's why I feel it is a tremendously big game, and I feel like we have no choice but to do that, right? So, that's why I would argue it from.
Well, we're going to find out shortly. For those of you who are in Toronto area, we're going to be at the Gatherings Resto Bar. # not a sponsor. We'll be there showing our support. We're gonna, if we can, we're gonna try to do some instant reactions prior to the game starting, halftime, and then post match. So if you are there and you see us, come up to us. We'd love to have you on our live. We're going to be live on YouTube. Um, but yeah, all as Laurent kept saying for the last couple of weeks, all roads lead to Stamford Bridge. And this Sunday, 11:30, we're going to find out what that really means. So stay tuned. If you made it this far, we do apologize for the long pod, but it was necessary, especially with the type of game that's coming up. But we'll have another one for you in less than 72 hours. So be prepared. Be prepared. As always, hit that like, hit that bell, subscribe. You know, we're out here giving you content and we're just giving our raw opinion. Like this is us. It's not scripted. It's, you know, That's why we started the pod by saying fuck you, Laurent, and we're gonna end the pod by saying fuck you, Laurent.
Ha ha. Yeah, that's the energy I like to see.
Mm.
That's the energy I like to see.
Well, on that bombshell,
Mm.
fuck you, Laurent.
Well, fuck you too.